I've been on my grind, cause lately they wanna copy but they know they can't trace me. No, I don't fold. You can't break me.
And welcome back to, well, not welcome back, but welcome, because this is new, to Lellies Talks. And we have Kai here, my girl, from Brooklyn. Nah, you're not from Brooklyn. Where are you from?
Well, honestly, I was born in Brooklyn.
Really?
I was born in East Flatbush. I grew up in Long Island. I live in Queens.
Oh, you grew up in Long Island. How was that, first of all?
White.
Okay. Yeah.
It was nice though.
Yeah.
It was nice. I will say it was a little bit of culture shock coming from East Flatbush and then moving. To
Long Island for sure.
It was like the only black family on the street.
Damn.
So it was just like we riding the school bus. I only seen that on TV.
I said the red school bus, the yellow school bus.
That picked us up right. I used to walk to school. They picked us up right in front of our driveway. I said, we got two driveways out here.
Oh, that's different.
I said, okay.
I never got on a school bus. I always wanted to, but then I was like, it's okay. My dad can drive me. But y'all, so Kai is usually, just a little backstory, because I want her to tell y'all. Usually she is always like behind the camera, to be honest with you, because she works on big projects, okay? It's talking big money. She is an important person, okay? But today I brought her in front of the camera, and we're just gonna talk today. So Kai, I do want you to tell them a little about yourself.
Okay, I am Kai. Well,
yes.
Okay, but this is where, like, tell them or tell you?
You can tell me.
Okay, well, I've been working in production for like 8-9 years now. Started off as an executive assistant for a network, helping out. I think I was assisting like 5 VPs and everything at like one time.
Yeah.
And then I said, you know what, I want to be on the ground. So quit, and I've just been doing that ever since, working on documentaries, music specials, digital content, linear content.
Yeah.
But you know, just
working,
doing what I do.
Black girl magic, that's what that is.
Thank you.
But I know we gonna get into some things, because I feel like, like lately I just feel like I haven't been having like the right interviews or the right conversations about like the show, which is like Surviving Paradise or whatever. But I just feel like everything is just so surface level, and I was like, you know what, it's better for me to just bring my friend on and we just talk.
Let's get into it, because I got questions.
I'm down. What's up?
Questions, all right? Like, first of all, how did you get into on the show?
So originally I had filled out for another show, which was like a well-known show on Netflix that had just came out. It was like right before, when COVID hit. So back in 2020, I keep saying 2019, but it's not COVID, 2020. And I filled out for that show, and then I went through the whole process. I guess they wasn't really feeling me. So they was like, yo, I think you would actually be better for this show. And I was like, okay, which was Jet Set at the time. Like, that's what they called it. And then I got moved over to Surviving Paradise, went through that whole thing, and then everything stopped. Like, literally for an entire year, everything stopped. It was just like, the place that we're shooting at isn't like letting U.S. citizens come into their country. Because, the U.S. was ghetto. We had COVID.
Yeah, and nobody wanted us at that time.
Right. It was like, I'm not going in there. I don't want y'all bringing stuff here, but they cut it off for a whole year. So I was just like, dang, like, I'm going to be honest. Like, I felt like, man, like nothing was happening. Like, everything got shut down. I didn't know where or how I was going to like make money, or like,
everybody on mute.
Yeah, I was, I was, right, what Beyonce said. Right. I was so nervous, and I was like stressed, I was depressed. And then after a while, I was just like, you know what, it's okay. I started getting my little money from the state, you know what I'm saying? That was coming in. I was like, okay, I'm fine. I could get some groceries. So I was fine for a little bit. And then when everything started to like pick back up, I had finally got like, well, it was funny because my boyfriend, he asked me, he was like, yo, like, do you think that the show is still going to like reach out to you? And I'm like, I don't know. At this point, I kind of like gave it up. I was just like, it's not going to happen. But at least I tried. At least I did what I had to do. And then I remember they hit me, and it was like an email. It was like, hey, we starting it back up. So they wanted me to send like a new video. So I was like, because it was so much for me to do my first video. When I tell you, Chris was screaming at me, be yourself, stop putting on this fake person. I'm just like, I'm trying. But it was so hard for me to just like express myself, but also sell myself at the same time, like on a video. So then when they told me they wanted me to do another video, they was just like, hey, we just know that like you have a little bit more edge to you and a little bit more like personality. So like, could you do it again? And I was like, all right. So I went in. I told Chris to leave the room, and I filmed it, and I sent it off. I felt good about it because I felt like I was more like comfortable. I was more like, because at this time I also, when you in COVID, you start to get to know yourself. And I felt like I got to know myself. And I was just like, you know what? I got to push my confidence at this point. Like, I got to be me and, like, let it shine through. So then I filmed it, sent it out. And maybe, like, 3 months later, they was like, you know, I had to go through the whole process. I had to fill out this whole, like, maybe 15 pages of stuff. I had to go get a checkup. I had to do so much. Like, it is so much to just get on the show. They want to make sure you don't got nothing when you're going on there, just in case you won't mess with another contestant. A whole bunch. But I did all of that, and then they told me, hey, like, you reached the last part. So, like, now we're going to fly you out, but it's not, like, completely you on the show. Like, we're flying you out, but you still have to do one last interview. And the last interview is the, I guess, the intro to the show. And I was like, okay. So I was excited to the point where when I got the news, I was driving and I literally got an email. And I was like on the phone with my sister, and I pulled over and I just started crying. And I was like, I made it. Like, I can't believe this. And I'm going to a place that, like, I've always wanted to go. Like, it was like a destination that it was like my dream place to go. And I was like, oh my God, I'm finally being able to go. And we prayed, and I was like, all right. My whole family was nervous because they was like, where are you going? Who's over there? Nobody could go with you.
Right.
And I'm like, no, but I had to go. Like, my head was like, I'm going. I don't care what nobody say. One thing about me, when it comes to, like, my career, when it comes to, like, my passion, nothing can get in the way. Like, I'm like, if I got my mind set on something, you cannot change my mind. I'm going to do it. Was
this your first, like, on, like, television series ever? First appearance?
First ever. Like, first time, well, it wasn't my first time. It wasn't my first time getting flown out, but this was my first time definitely being on a TV show and just going through everything, like, not knowing where I'm going. I don't know my destination. A car is picking me up at the airport. When I get to the place, they taking my phone. Like, it's like that.
Oh, so they really...
Right.
Did they really take your phone the whole time of shooting? Like, the entire time?
The entire time.
You couldn't have it at one time?
No.
So you really didn't talk to nobody?
Nobody. So when I touched down, I had to take an Uber, which was like 3 hours to just get to my destination. Got to my destination, and then when I was there, took my phone, gave me a production phone. And I was like, and it was like, take whatever numbers you want to put it on this phone. But we had to quarantine for about 7 days before we got into the bubble. That's what they called it. Because of, you know, COVID. We had to get an extra shot too. I had to get the, what is it? Not the second, but the third one, the booster, something like that. Yeah.
Like,
I was like, I don't want to do this.
They had like 50 boosters.
Yes. I'm like, am I going to grow an extra finger or something? Because I don't want to do this. And the only reason why I did it is because my brother got the booster. So he's like big into science. So he was like, yo, go get it. And I was like, okay. So the only reason why I got it is because of him. But I got there. They gave me the production phone. And I literally only had like 2 numbers on there. Because I said, I didn't want to call anybody that would like throw me off track.
Yeah.
But then being in a room by yourself for 5 or 7 days, I'm like, I'm starting to forget myself. And I got this big intro video that's coming, and I'm starting to like forget who I am. Because I'm just like in a room. Yes, I'm talking to my boyfriend, but I'm like, I need a reminder. And I asked my boyfriend to get me one of my friend's numbers because I didn't get it. And I was just talking to my friend, and I was just like, yeah, you know, your friends get you back into that, like, I'm that bitch. Like,
you know who you are.
Yeah. Okay. So did the intro, and I remember 2 days later, one of the production people came in my room and was like, so you made it. And I was like, oh my God. I was so happy. And it was like, you're going to be one of the first people, like the OGs to like come in or whatever. And yeah, that was like my process. It was fun, but it was like, it was also humbling because it's like you're waiting for this moment.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it happens. It's like, are you going to take that jump or are you going to say no?
So what's some things like going into the show that like you walked away from that you didn't like expect to happen? Everybody has this idea of what a process or what something like that would be like, but like what's something that surprised you thought about the process?
What surprised me was that like how logical I was. Like usually I'm not that logical outside.
Girl, you was playing that game.
What?
You was playing the game.
I was so like to the point where when I tell you like my intuition like was out of this world. It was crazy. It's like God gave me, what's the word I'm looking for? I had so much discernment, so much discernment. And that's what I learned through the show, was that like, I trust my gut. Like now when it comes to life, anything, I'm always like, if I feel something in my gut that's weird, I'm like, I can't do it, or I'm not doing it. But when I was on the show, my discernment got me through everything that happened.
Ever since that, okay, so when you shook shit up when you voted for Linda, okay, girl?
I know.
I was like,
ooh, how did you feel? Yeah.
I was like, okay. But
Right.
then when you explained it after,
Right.
it's like I saw you was weighing the options. What was pissing me off though is that everybody was like, you don't know the outcome of the game. But it's like nobody knows the outcome of the game and you still making the decisions that you're making and ain't nobody judging you for it.
So let me tell you this, right? So how I looked at the game, and you could tell me I'm crazy, but this is how I looked at the game. Literally, because I am a competitive person, everything was logical, like I said, right? So when I'm looking at this game, they casted nothing but people who is outside. Like I've met all of these people outside. Like every last one of the castmates that I met is all outside. This is all stereotypical people.
Yeah.
You got Linda, who is the black girl. She went to college. She's an attorney. You know what I'm saying? She's well spoken. You got Aaron, who is another form of that, like the other black person, which is, he got things going on for himself. He went to college. And then you got me, who is like the outspoken. I ain't go to college, but I know my shit outside.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm hood smart. Like
right.
I still am motivated. I still bust my butt. And then you got Cisco, who is the same. Like we're literally a mirror of each other for the black folk, right?
Right.
And then you look at, not to be like that, but you see a gay guy. You see another LGBTQ plus person, which is they, them. And then you get like the girl who is the rich girl, which is Taylor. Taylor got the money. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I'm doing good.
I was like, SK girl, what you?
Right.
What
That's
you
the
doing
the blonde head that's like, I'm free. I am her. So I saw all of these people, and I'm just like, this is going to be easy, right? So then I said to myself, when I built my team, which is the people who was my alliances on the show, of course, me and Linda was going to hit it. But me and Linda hit it off, not because, you black and I'm black. Obviously, that was the first time we started talking. It was like, because we both almost slipped up.
In them rooms and
right. You be like,
here.
am I going to be the only black girl in here? And I saw another one. I said, girl.
Like, we
I was
hold it down
happy
for each other.
Yeah, but like, so when she came, obviously, like, it started off like that. But when I actually got to know her, I said, oh no, we have a lot of the same qualities, but I love her heart. I saw her heart before anything. So I said, oh no, like, we gonna stick by each other regardless. What people didn't see is the first person that actually, like, we clicked was me and Alex. It wasn't me and Linda first. It was me and Alex. And Alex kind of like came to my side to be like, you are the baddest bitch in here. I just want you to know that. Like,
that's what you already know what you're gonna get. Right. When I seen that, I was like, I know who he going
right. So that's kind of like how it started. And then when Linda came, when we was all in the house, like trying to figure out our house rooms or whatever, I was like, Linda's gonna be in a room with us or whatever. Cool. But now, if I'm breaking down the people, right? I'm looking at Linda and I'm going, Linda is, when you look at a team and on a game, if you're playing like an army game or whatever, and you're looking at like an army, you're looking at the guy who, I don't want to say the leader, because I'm not the leader of nobody, but you're looking at the person who is like making all of the hard decisions, or is like in the field, right? But he's like the person that's like, I'm willing to go, I'm willing to do it, which was me, right? The captain, let's say that. And then you have,
captain.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to say
With
leader,
a hat.
but right. And then you have Alex, who is like the person who could run back and forth. Like, he's good on my side and he also good over there. So he can get information over there and bring it back to us and be like, okay, this is what. So that's my running man, right? Then I got Cisco, who is the muscle. Yo, I need a guy who is, because at the end of the day, you also saw that Alex said that, you know, he never had a relationship with a straight male. So now I'm going, I need somebody who's going to have the men. So Cisco, yo, I know he got the men. So I know at the end of the day, we're going to be good if he got the men. I know that I'm going to be good, and I know that we're going to be good, right? Then Linda is the, you know, if you ever played a game, it's crazy how I worded this, but if you ever played a game and it's like, after you get into this like big fight, I don't know if you play games, so I'm so sorry. I play a lot of games.
You play games.
Right. Okay. So like, once you get into a fight and then you lead a fight and it's like a heart that's like floating over here, and you go grab the heart and it like refills you.
Linda's like,
that's what Linda was.
Linda, everybody liked Linda. Like,
everybody.
Nobody had a problem with her. So I see what you mean by you seeing her heart. Because she was just really just you know, she ain't want no smoke with nobody.
Yeah, with nobody. But that was the thing too. She also like reminded me of my choices, right? So she'll be like, so if I did something, she'll be like, okay, but still think with your heart. Like still, you know what I'm saying? Like that. So when I say my refill, she grounded me, and that's what she was. So now I'm going, okay, cool. What they didn't show is because they cut out so much of the show was that in the beginning, that conversation that we had right before the voting, that wasn't a conversation that was right before the voting. That conversation was some time back when we all was just chilling. So that wasn't right before because it made me look horrible. I had a total different outfit on. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yes, we had that conversation and said that we was going to be loyal. Cool, I knew that. We also went out. We went on a kayak. We was having a good, I don't know if it was a kayak. I think I'm saying that wrong. But we was on a big boat.
Or something. Oh, something. I was like, oh, a big boat don't sound like a kayak or a canoe.
Right. So we was on a big boat and we was like enjoying ourselves. And I know that Cisco had a conversation with Alex because they was both talking and he was like, yo, like I never built a relationship with a straight man, but now this is my first time. That's why like him and Cisco was like such a bump head situation because it was like, yo, I was vulnerable with you and you was vulnerable with me. So where did it, you know what I'm saying? But I say that to say, I knew that Alex was going to choose Cisco. I knew that Linda was going to choose Cisco. So now I'm going, okay, so I have to pick somebody, right? And then I also knew that Cisco, because that's what I meant to say, I also knew that Cisco was going to pick Linda because him and Linda didn't have a conversation. Only him and Alex did. So my gameplay mind, I'm going, okay, cool. So I know how this is going to go. So when it went down the line, which was different from my point of view from what y'all saw, but when it went down the line, I literally had to make guesses. So I don't want to say what happened behind the scenes, but I had to make guesses on who they was going to pick. It wasn't right in front of me. Yeah. Right? So now they picked me to go last. So I feel like it was already painted for me to be the bad person. So I go last and I say, and I'm looking at my people and I'm going, I know Alex is going to stay true to Linda. So Alex is picking Cisco. I know Cisco is going to stay true to me and Alex because he had a conversation with Alex and he knows that if he picks Alex, now it's going to look bad. Like, damn, I just said I wasn't cool with straight men. Now you picking me. Right. So the easiest go is Linda, right? Because he not picking me because he like, yo, she bought me in the crib. Cool. So now I'm going, if I choose Alex, that's still 1-1-2. Right. Cisco's still going down. Right. So now I'm going, I have to make this an even number because the other people have to vote. So I said, Linda. Everybody's like, but then I also went, if I choose Linda, now people are going to think that me and Linda are at odds. But in my mind, I'm going, I hope Linda sees what I'm saying because when I had a conversation with her, I said, I'm very competitive and how I think may not be right, but I promise you, me and you is here. If I tell you I give you my word and we loyal, we locked in.
I mean, word is bond.
Word is bond. Okay. Right? So when they saw it and they was like, oh, she wasn't going to know what happened, but exactly what I thought is what happened on the other side when they was picking. Aaron was like, yeah, I don't think their bond is as close as we thought. So let's go after somebody that she actually is close to. Cisco. Right? So now you like, oh, I'm gonna take your muscle then, because that's the person that you actually cool with, not Linda. Yeah. This was exactly, I knew that Cisco was going to handle himself back at camp. You good, bro? Go be with the guys, because I know for a fact, I still need you to run my numbers up down at camp with the guys. Right. So, and which he did. So that's kind of like how that went. And it's like, people don't see it, but if you're a game player, then you understand it. Like, you know exactly what's happening. But, you know, when people see it, you know, they play with their hearts and the emotions and they don't play logically.
Exactly. It's a balance of both. I think you did that. Honestly, when I was watching it, I was like, I don't understand why y'all all acting like y'all not all playing the game. Right. Like, we could all be buddy and be nice, but like,
after the show,
are you gonna win?
Are you gonna win?
Who's gonna win?
Because you literally came here to win money. So now you're trying to be, you know what I felt like? This is gonna sound bad. I just felt like there were main characters and then there were NPCs.
There were 100%. Because there were some characters on there I didn't even know their name till like the 3rd episode. I'm like, all right, girl, now what is you doing? You just floating around.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like I understand that everybody want to be like, oh, it's my heart. No, I really built. But to be honest with you, we all here for one thing. At the end of the day, regardless of what, we all here for one thing. And we all came here with a story.
Stuff like that is a job, though. It's like when you go to work and people be like, we're all a family. At the end of the day, if you ain't giving me a paycheck, are we related?
Right, are we related?
Come on now, let's be real.
Because if I put your job in jeopardy, are we still going to be friends? No, we're not, right? So like, you know, I just feel like, I don't know. I think that people move too much off of emotion instead of just being like logical. Like, yo, although at the same time, it's like move with love and intention. Yeah. But my intentions is to always hold down my alliance. But it's like, because, and that's why I understood Linda, because I'm like, I get that you like, I don't know if I could trust her all the way, because you just met me. I feel like, but I also said to her, which they didn't show, when we sat down, I made it my business to have a conversation with her, because I'm like, yo, I need you to know where I'm at, so that going forward, you can be according with me. Right. You know what I'm saying? And we can move as a unit. So the part that they cut out was, I was like, yo, I understand that you're going to be upset. I know that you're probably upset with me right now, and I know that you probably don't want to talk to me, and you feel weird about me. But I'm letting you know, going forward, I'm still going to have your back regardless of what, if you don't like me, if you don't want to be friends with me. And then I also said, take your time. When you're ready to talk to me, I'm here. Because that's real. Like, if you feel some kind of way, I understand. But, you know, that was that, and then everything else started to unfold.
Well, I don't know. When you watch shows, sometimes it's just everything just picks up so fast. So it's like, what did I miss? Yeah. Because I feel like from the first episode, even from the start of the episode to the end of the episode to the second episode, I'm like, where's all this coming from? Little Miss, not Little Miss, but they, they, them. Okay. Yeah. She was getting on my last nerve. Yeah. She was working my last nerve.
Yeah. Yeah. They was getting on everybody's nerves. But the thing is, I peaked game way before anybody else did. Yes.
Off the island.
Me too.
To flick her little ass. I mean, they wanted to flick their little ass. Okay?
Right.
Because don't come to me.
It's hard.
I
promise you.
Me.
Yeah, no, I don't know what the obsession was with me, but it really was because I was a good, you know what I'm saying? Bad bitch. But like, I was literally, we was the strongest people on the show. If you gotta be me, Tabitha, and Gabe. Yeah. If we're being honest. Because we were the game players, and everybody says that, like, we're the game players. But I feel like with Tabitha just wanted to take me out, and they felt like, yo, if I swipe all of her people from up under her, I'm good. Like, I got the upper hand. But how they moved was like, because people were saying this, well, y'all did the same thing. No, we didn't, because what y'all didn't see is, first of all, why would Linda even split the money with me?
Y'all did not do the same thing.
We didn't do the same thing.
Nobody would have split nobody would have split that money with
nobody
if they made it to the end.
Nobody.
Y'all did not do the same thing because they were messy.
Right. It was a big difference.
And it was obvious messy. Yeah. Too.
And it was dirty. Like, it was dirty work.
Strategy and logic to how you was moving around.
Yeah.
They were just, hey, you want to be on my alliance? I'm going to vote them out.
Right.
Okay, now I'm going to vote them out. Uh-huh. We going to be good. Like, it was just anybody and anyone that would have lend you an ear.
Anybody that would listen to Tabitha was like, I'm going to run with this. Like, I'm going to run with this. And that's not how you get it. Like, that's not how you get the vote. That's not how you get the people. To be honest with you, you got to have real conversations. And the only thing about me was Tabitha was being fake. I was being real. So I'm like, yo, I may have to vote you. I may have to sacrifice. You may have to sacrifice. At the end of the day, I'm going to have your back. Because at the end of the day, this is a game. But I'm going to have your back. You know what I'm saying? And what I always said from the beginning was, I want my alliance to be at the end. Regardless of how we got to get there, do what you got to do. As long as we all on the same page, let's all make it to the end. Because now it's like fair game. But I feel like people were just being way too soft. For sure. Oh, you a snake ass bitch, you fake ass. Like, they was going in. Friends outside of this. So I want you to know, I was like, if anybody, I'm going to split the money with you. I was like, if I was to win, I'm splitting the money.
All I do is stack up and stay low. So all you need to know is I'm an icon. Yeah, don't worry about me.